for our guided reading. It's from a book called 1000 Paper Cranes, and it is something that we're going to be we are going to be reading as a class, but I thought it would be a really nice one to introduce for this lesson because it is a lovely book. And it is based about 10 years after the end of the Second World War. Now, does anyone know how the Second World War ended? Guided reading session today. I just want to have a little bit of a recap. What is it that a good reader does to understand what they're reading? Okay, so when you're reading a passage or when you're reading your book in your head, what is actually going on in your mind to help you understand the book? What strategies do we have to use? Okay, talk with your partner, off you go. What can a good reader do to understand what they're reading? Taylor?
They ask questions, and like if they don't understand something, they'll ask so that it can be explained.
Okay, brilliant. So do you ask questions out loud, or do you have ask those questions in your head?
Sometimes you can try and figure it out, and then if you can't understand it that way, then you ask.
Brilliant, that's a super one too. So a good reader, to help them understand, they ask questions.
They could predict what's going to happen.
Okay, yeah, that's a really important one, isn't it? A good reader, a little bit like Taylor's, not only are they always asking questions, they're always trying to make predictions as well. So this is the passage that we're going to be working on today, and as I said before, it's taken from a book that we are doing in guided reading, 1000 Paper Cranes. So I'm going to read the first paragraph to you, and then I want you to join in for the second paragraph, so we'll read it together as a class. Okay, so remember to try and read at a normal reading pace. Remember to use your punctuation, and remember to use lots of nice emphasis in your voice. Okay, so just listen to the first paragraph. Sadeko was born to be a runner. Her mother had always said that she could run before she could walk. One morning in August 1954, Sadeko excitedly ran outside into the street as soon as she was dressed. Looking up, she saw the morning sun illuminating the sky, and tenderly he ruffled his sister's hair as he made his way downstairs. With all this commotion, soon Mitsu and Ijai were awake too. In the blink of an eye, they too were being bustled downstairs. Okay, now there was some quite tricky words in that passage, wasn't there? So what I want you to do now is with your partner, I want you to decide what do you think are the 3 trickiest words in that passage. What would you like us to clarify as a class? Okay? Talk with your partner, which 3 would you choose? Okay, tricky words then that we want to clarify. I'm only going to take 3. Lily, give me the first one.
Residing.
Residing, that was the one that Josh and Ryan had picked out as well. Okay, what strategies can you use to find out the meaning of that word? Eamon?
We can read around the sentence.
We can read around the sentence, can't we? We can also see if another word was written in its place. So let's have a look at that little phrase then. Like most teenagers, he wanted to sleep longer, yet a monster residing inside his stomach had awoken. Thus he could ignore it no more. Okay, very quickly with your partner. What could go in the place of residing in that sentence?
Growling.
Okay, it might mean that the monster's growling in his stomach. That certainly works. Lily?
Growling.
Growing, that would make sense as well, wouldn't it? Ryan? Living, you've got it spot on there, Ryan. Good boy. And Cassie, how did we work that out?
Because if you see reside is where you like stay somewhere. Because if you're a resident, you have to stay somewhere and residing.
Today, the part of reading that I want us to really focus on is Emma's idea. So this idea of visualising what we're reading to create a picture in our minds. Okay? So it's really important that when you're reading, you're not just skimming over the words. I want you to be thinking about what's in the text, how it's being described, and building a picture. Because without that picture in your mind, you can't understand your book, can you? You can't understand what you're reading. So it's very, very important that you're drawing an accurate picture in your head, okay? So I'm going to show you how I would like you to do this, and I'm going to use this little prop to help me, okay? So when I'm holding this up, this just shows you that what I'm saying is what I'm imagining, all right? Does that make sense? So speaking, imagining. Have you got that? Mm-hmm. All right? So whilst I'm doing this, I want you to think carefully which part of the text help me to visualise, help me to create that picture. And am I using any sentence starters that you might be able to use when you're visualising out loud? Okay, so give me what you're looking for. Brilliant. Dayco was born to be a runner. Her mother had always said that she could run before she could walk. So I'm imagining Sadeko, and I'm imagining her as quite a young girl. And I'm imagining that she's quite athletic as well, because it speaks about her being a runner. One morning, in August 1954, Sadeko excitedly ran outside into the street as soon as she was dressed. So the picture in my head is of Sadeko running outside onto her road, outside of her house, and she's got a big beaming smile on her face because it says that she's excited. I'm imagining it's quite a deserted street, okay, and maybe she was so excited she's left the front door open behind her. Looking up, she saw the morning sun illuminating the sky, casting golden flecks upon her dark hair. So she's now facing her face up towards the sky. She's perhaps feeling the warm sunlight on her face. And she says she's got dark hair, so I'm imagining she's got black hair, which is glistening because the sunshine's reflecting off it. There was not a speck of cloud in the sky. It was a good sign. Sadeko was always looking out for good luck signs. Back in the house, snores could be heard from her siblings' room. So now I can see that behind her in the house, so she's still on the street, behind her there must be a window open, perhaps a bedroom window, because it says that she can hear her siblings snoring. So there must be some kind of a window open. She poked her big brother. "Masahiro, get up, lazy bones," she explained. "It's peace day." I've just changed my mind. Now I can see that she's gone back into the house because it says that she poked her big brother. So between those sentences, she must have run back, gone upstairs, and she's now in her brother's bedroom poking him, okay, because she wants him to get up. Okay, does that make sense? Yeah, so I've had to change my mind. So, it's over to you. I want you to read each sentence with your partner, because I didn't read the whole thing, did I? I read it a sentence at a time, and I think that's really important as well, because sometimes if you read the whole thing and then think, you miss loads of information out, don't you? Whereas if you read it a bit at a time, you can really concentrate on those details. Did I get everything right first time?
No.
Which bit did I get wrong?
You got the word where she was the windows open, but she was actually in some house.
Yes, so I guessed incorrectly, didn't I? So it's really good to make predictions because that's what a good reader does. But sometimes you might read on and that picture might change. So we need to understand that it's a good thing and it's okay, that sometimes we might need to just alter that picture in our head. So once it's drawn, it's not drawn in permanent marker and can't be rubbed out. It's always changing, isn't it, with every little bit of information we add on.
Yeah.
Okay, so shall we have a go? And I want to hear you using these sentence starters. All right, and I'm just going to come round and listen in. So with your partner, let's do the first sentence. Off you go, you may read it together. Now, I've just been doing it with Kasim and Millie, and we found it was really useful to ask each other questions. So if your partner said, "I'm imagining that," and then giving you an idea, you might want to dig a little bit deeper. So you could say, "Well, where are the characters standing? What's their facial expression like? What does he do when she does that?" And try and get them to add some more layers to that picture. Okay, so you can help your partner to imagine by asking questions. Junior. Okay? Okay, right, moving on, let's do the next one. So again, with your partner, read the sentences, so I want you to ask questions as well. Off you go. Who can you see in the room? Who can you see in the room? Is somebody know, please? Who can you see in the room?
I can see Masahiro, and he's trying to get out of bed, and I don't think he means like there's a monster in his stomach. I don't think they actually mean a monster in his stomach. I think he means like a bad pain in his stomach.
Why has he got a pain in his stomach? Junior?
Because he's probably forgot.
Brilliant. I just wanted to double check that I made a little bit of a mistake, didn't I, when I was building the picture in my head. And I suddenly had a big green monster walking into the room. So I just wanted to check that you built that picture correctly and you hadn't fallen into that same trap. Okay, last sentence then. Last but one sentence, sorry. Off you go, the sweet aroma.
The sweet aroma.
One. You guys are really, really good at building pictures in your head. You've impressed me so far. Really, really You've really impressed me so far. What is important is that you keep that sentence in your head. So the last sentence you've read, when you read the next one, you're layering it up, aren't you? You don't forget the information in that sentence before. So that's the skill we're trying to get here, that layering of the information. Okay, Ryan?
So I'm imagining that, I can imagine that, so you know in cartoons, like where there's something cooking, and then this white drift comes, he smells it, and then he stops stumbling downstairs, and then he goes quickly, and then when he goes past the sister, he goes to her head.
Brilliant, that was exactly the picture in my head as well, thank you Ryan. And I did, is you're thinking about every single part of the sentence, and that is so important, isn't it? Because every word in your books that you're reading has been chosen for a reason, to build that picture in your head, so you need to take notice of everything, every little detail. Right, I've got a challenge for you now, just to end them. So, I want you to do this on your own, so I want you to keep your drawing completely private, and the reason why is because you're going to share it with your learning partner at the end. So, by the end of the story, what picture have you got in your head? And I want you to sketch it, and then I want you to share your picture with your learning partner, okay, to see if it's the same. And then if it's not the same, you can work out why. So, think about, and just keep this in your head for now, by the end of the story, which room of the house are they in? Kitchen. Shh. Keep it yourself. By the end of the story, who is in the kitchen? And at the end of the story, what else is in the kitchen? Okay, so is there anything else in the kitchen that it mentions? Is there anything that you can infer is there? All right? Okay, off you go. Keeping your kitchen private. On the carpet, guys. On the carpet for me. That's it. I just want you to talk about your picture with your partner now. So is it the same? If you've got a different number of people in there, why? Okay? Ask your partner, question them, say, well, where's that character if they're not there? Okay? Work out why you've got those differences. Off you go. 1 minute to talk about it. Find that they had any major differences between theirs and their partner's picture. Lewis? Ready?
Over the picture that had now just a square of stairs and like stove and like a table and more than that and stuff. But mine, it was just like no original house with a table with someone left out with nothing to.
Okay, let's have a look. So let's have a look at your picture. Let's have a put them together. Shall we pass that in and go? Okay, so is this Eamon's?
Yeah.
Yeah? So Eamon's got, so she's got 4 children around the table. So who are those 4 children, Eamon?
Brother and sister and 2 little kids.
Yeah, isn't it weird that we all imagined Mitsu and Iji as being the 4 children?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Because it doesn't say that, does it? But in my head, they're the little ones. Maybe they're twins or something, but that's how I imagine them. So we've got the 4 children round the table, Masahiro, Sadeko, Mitsu and Iji, and they've got their bean soup. Eamon's drawn mum in the picture, that's interesting.
Because their mum would have been
Does it mention mum?
No.
It doesn't, but she's done what?
cooking first.
She's inferred, I think she's used her inference, and I think that's a really sensible inference to make. In my head, in my picture, there you go, there's mum by the stove, mine was exactly the same as yours, Eamon, isn't it? So even though she didn't mention that, we still have the same picture in our heads. And we've got the stairs there just in the distance. In fact, mine's exactly the same as yours, Eamon. Look, even the stairs are in the same place in the house. Let's have a look at Lewis's then. Oh, so Lewis is very similar. So they are around the kitchen table. They've got the bean soup on the table, but it looks like they're bickering a little bit. It's drawn a speech bubble, and one of the children saying, "Oh no," because they've been left out and they haven't got a bowl of bean soup. What made you imagine that the children would be arguing, Lewis? Because I can see that completely.
Because they all woke up, yeah, they wanted to be arguing who wanted the vote. So one might have got the vote, and then he was like, oh, I don't care about the other people. But then the other person didn't get it.
I agree agree. In my head, I can completely imagine them arguing as well, Lewis. And I think it's the way that they all bustled downstairs and the fact that Masahiro didn't want to wake up in the first place. That makes me think that there might be a few arguments in their house this morning. And perhaps Mum might be getting a little bit annoyed with them over her stove. Okay? Right, brilliant. Really good visualising today, guys. We're going to carry on with that tomorrow and have a go at doing